Ahly of Egypt and Esperance of Tunisia meet in the second leg of the CAF Champions League final tomorrow. The two giants have lots to play for in Cairo on Saturday, with the reverse leg having ended in a goalless draw in Tunis last weekend. In the African club football secondary competition, Zamalek clinched the CAF Confederation Cup title after defeating RS Berkane on an aggregate victory. To reflect on the two deciding spectacles and Egypt's dominance in continental competitions, Benjamin Leshoro spoke to African writer Lotfi Wada.
Zamalek with a second CAF Confederation Cup triumph. How did you see the game?
We should have won it in the first half. Zamalek had a lot of chances, notably from the attackers, Jaziri, Ndiaye, etc. And it should have been wrapped in the first half. It should have ended 3 or 4-0 with more precision in front of the net. But at the end of the day, the most important was a shot. And, it's part of Zamalek DNA to suffer when winning a title. I can't remember in my lifetime, and since I support Zamalek since a long time, I can't remember a title won by Zamalek without suffering, despite and putting ourselves, in such a situation. Yeah.
Egyptian football, you have two teams in the final of the biggest competitions, the two finals of the biggest competitions on the continent, and one has already won the first one. There's a potential of the other one winning that. What does it mean for their football to have such a strong hold on, the club competitions of the continent?
It's just logical, View, because when you compare the budgets, the resources, either financial or in terms of players, when you compare the resources of Zamalek and even more Al Ahly with the rest of Africa, technically it's logical when you look at that, it's logical that they are on the top of African football, whether in the CAF Confederation Cup or in the Championship. So in a certain way, it's logical when you look on the paper, yeah? So it's normal in a certain way.
So you can say the ones with the deeper pockets will always be in the forefront. I mean, we've seen the rise of Mamelodi Sundowns here also in South Africa. So the deep pockets or the deeper pockets than the rest of the field, so to speak, have a lot to say in what happens on the field itself.
Yeah, I would say even more in Africa, when you look at the past winners, whether in the Champions League or in the CAF Confederation Cup, you will see that all the past winners, they all have a huge financial backing. UCL Ahly, Esperance, they are backed by Danone, by the owner of Delis Danone in Tunisia. With that, their president was a rich businessman. Sundowns also, Mazembe, even in the CAF Confederation Cup, Berkane, they have a sort of money. USMA, they are very rich also. And Zamalek, Zamalek, we are rich also. So, financial backing is very important in Africa.
There was an incident in that match between Berkane and Zamalek, some violence that has been condemned by CAF. What happened there?
Plenty. First of all, the organization of the medal ceremony was terrible. Honestly speaking, there was a lot of problems. I think nobody saw the lifting of the trophy. Basically, some players even complained that they didn't touch the trophy. After it was given. And at the end of after the medals were given, some Berkane officials attacked and assaulted the referee, Mr. Issa Sar, I think, or Issa Dia, something like this is his name. He was attacked by some Berkane officials, players and the staff and officials. And we shall see what will be the fines which will be applied on them and by CAF, because the rest, all the scenes, whether on the organizations or what happened to the referee, was very ugly and didn't give a good image of African football at all. Yeah.
These are scenes we're hoping will not be taking place in Cairo yet again when Al Ahly hosts Esperance in another final, the biggest one on the continent this time around. 0-0 at the moment. After the first leg, it's sort of half-time at the moment, and it's still 0-0. Advantage Al Ahly?
I would say advantage Al Ahly, because they finish the job at home. You know, they have this capacity to finish the job at home, and you know as me how good they are at home. Even if, you know, Esperance, they managed to grind results all the way during this competition away from home, whether the qualification against Sundowns or against ASEC. So advantage to Al Ahly personally, I think, because I think we'll definitely saw another Al Ahly, you know, more offensive, more conquering, even physically more impressive. So I think Al Ahly will be on the upper hand, and, you know, let's watch out for Esperance, because, you know, when Esperance, they are not the favorite, this is where they know how to grind results, you know, and I think it will be a great game, I hope.